And as soon as we finished lunch and we had to go again to work, he used to say to Kayla, "Lecha lishon, lecha lishon." He wants straight away to go to sleep. Didn't want to go to work back. He wanted to go lishon, lishon. At that time I knew that this is saccharin, darling, not sugar.
Okay.
She gave it for me. Doesn't matter, put in a little bit and ask her for sugar.
Okay, carry on.
So, lishon, lishon, lecha lishon, lecha lishon. Kayla understood it's not the right thing. We all went back to work and he went back to sleep. So they stayed a few months and went back to Israel. They didn't want to stay with us. At that time, Charles was the manager, and I did a lot of work in my office, in the rooms. It was a lot of work. We bought new material, and you had to measure it up and see whether it's correct. So at one time, he helped to measure. He wasn't happy. He thought it's below him. And they went away. I was terribly sorry, but they went back to Israel. They went back to Israel, and they stayed in that flat, which I bought for them. Your grandparents couldn't pay half like the style is that everybody pays half the colors and half the bochas. They didn't have. That is true. But they paid half of the wedding expenses. But they were good people, honest people. But Zipporah started to be ill. From one doctor to the other one, she used to go. And Dov worked very hard. And Liad was born. And I came back to them. And Liad was born, and Liad was such a schreierke. She never stopped crying. She was such a child, she could kill you. She cried in the daytime, all the day, and Kayla was all the time going with her like this, to quieten her. And in the night, it couldn't sleep, she shouted. At one time, Kayla went to her cradle. She was tired. She took her out to change her. I heard the shouting. I came out, and I sat down, and I looked how she changes her. And she took out the schmutzige nappy, and she put the clean one, and then she had to put her back. She said, "To hell!" I cried, I laughed and I cried. I nearly platzed. She said, "I've never seen anybody in the middle of the night with such a humor." I said, "Kalinka, what do you want from that child?" "To hell," she said. She was upset with her. It was beyond everybody. She shouted and she shouted. And later on she became better. And she used to do other things. Kayla used to make the work and prepare the food and take Liat and give her to my bed. And I used to lie with her and Liat, you're now 2 months. It's time for you. You shouldn't fish such a lot. You shouldn't cut such a... It's so difficult to wash and to iron. Maybe you stop all this." And she used to say, she must have been about 4 months. She answered me. I spoke to her and she like understood. So my Kayla said, in my life I hadn't seen a person like that. She'll nearly make her to talk. And really she nearly made me, she nearly spoke. And she was beautiful. Uri was meshuge. Uri was a great photographer. Uri photographed her. She came out out of the ordinary. Eyes like that, like von ours. A beautiful white round face. She was a beautiful child. People used to stop to look at her. And Kayla was in heaven. Her doctor, she produced such a beauty. Then I was there for all the time, and then I have pain. And my mother said, Mommy, you have to go to a doctor. I think something grows there inside. So as I go to Israel, so I start to go to Hadassah. I came to Hadassah to a very good doctor. He made all kinds of tests, and he find out, he tells me, yes, Mrs. SZLAPAK, you must have an operation. You have on your thyroid, you have a growth. And I thought a growth, my mother died of cancer from years, she had a growth. So I have the same. He said, you must have an operation. This is not curable. I don't want to have an operation in Israel. I thought if anything happened to me, Kayla will die. But I have to take her through all this. And I had to go to England. I had to repair something that I had to do. So I said, okay, what can I do? I'll go to England, I'll make another, I'll have other doctors to examine. I go to England, and God helped, and Morris exactly came from America. And he comes to see me, and I tell him the story, and he said, come with me. And he comes with me to the best doctor in England, in London, in Harley Street, a doctor that he knows them, he studied with them together. And that doctor makes all the oh, it's beautiful. This you can laugh, you can die from laughter. Believe me, it's too beautiful. Wait. La 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 la. If I could sing like I used to sing in the olden days. My mother had the most beautiful voice. Ah, look at that.
Hallo, Monsieur Simon. Will nicht Jacqueline. Hallo, es ist nicht Simon. Hat an mein Jeton, an unser Telefon. Was soll ich ins Beton? Ich packe rein und siehst. Jeton, es geht hier doch nicht an. Es hält nicht mein Jeton. Kommt zu mir heraus. Ich weiß, was ich kann. Hallo, Zentrale. Hat da reingelegt, der Jeton. In Läden ist es mir gewesen, etwas zu tun. Geht durch das Reine und hält sich so zum Klang. Ist nachher mit der Puls gereist. Ich bin in der Vergangenheit an Kurzer mit der Wand gereist. Gedenkt, richtig auf der Nummer, die Sie mit nicht der Herr, denn der Herr ist lang.
Your camera.
Nehmen Sie uns nicht immer. Das gibt als Erzählung. Mein Name ist Jacqueline. Ich hab schon entdeckt. Sie kommen bei mir vor. Und hat zum Beispiel schon. Ich bin der gute Jacqueline. Sie wünschen den Ding. Sie soll nicht warten dort. Sie soll nicht gehen an ihn. Hallo, ich ist Simon. Doktor Heinz.
She's tired.
Genau.
Doktor,
Listen,
hier
let us
kranken die innerliche Krankheiten. Du kriegst mir nur rein, du kriegst mir nur raus.
Keine Kamera.
Noch halt ist mein Stolz, ich weiß nicht wie er soll. Ich nehm noch eine Sonne, ich hab für euch herein.
Gramophone.
Das Telefon,
Please don't go. I'm sorry.
hallo, ich bin in 83. Es kommt. Hallo, Jasmin, bitte mit Ich Herr, schönen Dank.
Take them off.
Dank. Jo, ich Herr, schönen Dank. Hallo, hallo. Ich hab schon gehört, ja, ihr seid schönen Dank. Ich bin doch nicht deutsch, ich kann der Riches. Ich hab schon reingeguckt. Gut, ich weiß, schönen Dank.
Listen to that.
Hallo, ihr macht von mir deutlich gemacht hier. Ich hab schon gehört, einmal, zweimal, dreimal, fünfmal, ist der Schirr. Geht da rund der Linie, schönen Dank. Ui, ich glaub, was meint ihr das? Ihr wird machen von mir Gelächter? Ihr habt das Telefon. Riechen euer Telefon. Nicht stopp, Arbor. Jacqueline, sie haben mir die Schuhe gemacht. Jacqueline,
Ciao, ciao.
The lady was still checking me. Sorry, we can't open up the room until the room later.
You know how old that machine is?
It must be like 30 years or not?
More,
Yeah.
more. I used to play this for Abraham. I have here one record that is especially like. It's with a father that wants his son to learn better because he says he doesn't learn, he goes to play around with Stäuben. What is Stäuben in English?
Yeah, a dope.
Those.
Yeah.
And somebody told him that he broke the neighbor's windows. And he said, what will become of a boy like this that doesn't learn Tere? He said, ha 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 ha. You daddy told me that you were like that. That Abraham liked very much. He said, don't talk. He said, yes, you daddy told me that you were running after those, you were breaking the windows, and you were running to the Ingelatum tire. But you grew out. So will I grow out, and I will be big, and I will learn Torah, and I will be a good Sefer. But this is so much become so beautiful that Abraham used to say, spill this again. Find that record. Oh, it's so beautiful.
What?
I'm not good on candy.
This is
You're
not
very
candid.
good. How can you not be good? What is wrong with you?
Yeah. What is wrong with you, Ellie?
Nothing. You're a beautiful girl.
Absolutely.
And this is Fiddler on the Roof. It's beautiful. La 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 la. La 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 la. This is Hitler. If you knew that beautiful song, Hitler. I have been to the show, I've seen him. He came out on the stage with both his hands in his pocket and he sang bells. That must have
I
been,
didn't speak, no?
that must have been 60 or 70 years ago. I have seen him 60 or 70 years ago.
Granny, that's impossible.
Yeah,
60 years ago.
60 years ago. I wasn't married then. I went to he came to our little town. He was producing bells, my Städtele bells. Do you know that song?
Granny, how can you not be married 60 years ago? Because Morris is 63 already.
No, I'm telling you that I was married in 1928.
Oh, okay.
And this which I saw Hitler was before that, when I was still a young girl, maybe 18, so maybe 70 years ago. 70 or 69 years ago. Yeah. But I'll tell you one that my mother loved me very much. My mother thought there isn't another one like me, and so is my father. But at one time in Holland, you know, you wash your clothes once a month.
Granny, let's go next door.
Come,
Too
come,
much
darling,
noise now.
come.
No.
Come, she is tired.
Listen, Granny.
And let them play, it's beautiful. Take and you spoil the records like that. You have to, I'll show you how to.
I put it off. So finished.
No, you take away, yes, like that and take out. Yes. So what is that you want, Eliana?
Joel, who are you calling? Who are you calling over?
Mrs. Stockholm.
Carry on.
I forgot to tell you that when I was small, I was all the time ill. Every illness which children have, I used to get. And my mother couldn't cope with me because there were, how many children have we been? 3 boys and 2 girls. No, at that time it was 3 boys and me, 4. And she had to have the business, so she couldn't cope with me. So she used to send me to Bialystok, to another town, to my grandmother. My grandmother had time, so she looked after me. She went to the doctor, she gave me the medicine, she put me to sleep, she woke me up, she gave me food. She was looking after me. She married, the second marriage, she married with a very religious man. So when I was in bed and I put out a food, a child of 8, he used to say, no, 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 I should take away my food. It's not good that he looks at a naked foot, and I was 8 years old. Then on Saturday, I used to go, my daughter used to come to fetch me somewhere where we arranged, and I used to go with her to the forest. On Saturday, the idea was you went to the forest and you walked there, and the weather was good and the smell of the trees. That was the outing. So my granny wanted to give me an umbrella to shade myself from the sun, but she couldn't do that because it was Saturday. My grandfather would say it's an affair. So she used to, I went out and I said, "Guten Shabbat, Bobbe." So she used to say, geh slowly, geh pavole. And she used to come out under the apron. She had my umbrella. She used to take and give me the umbrella. Can you imagine something like that? So she looked after me. Every illness I was in their bed. Every illness I was in their flat. At one time when I grew up already, and my mother said, "Rochele, the washing is dry now. There you wash once a month. You take in a Polish girl. She washes for you, she hangs it up. Then you have to take down from this, it is a attic. You fold this and you go to the mango to, like ironing. You know what the mango is?
No.
So she said, I folded the washing and everything, go to the mango. You go about 2-3 streets farther on, there is a big thing like a train with a lot of stones, heavy. You do like that.
Mm-hmm.
You make a roll of your clothes, you put it underneath and it mangles. It makes it ironing. I went away. I was doing the job. Just opposite was the city garden. Suddenly I hear click, 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 click. What is it I remember now? From Warsaw, from the parliament, the one from the workers came to have a speech for our workers. My town was like a lot of factories, and all the workers were working in these factories. For the train, for the wagons, from all the places they used to bring to Lapi to repair.
Mm-hmm.
So he came to talk to the workers, how they are mistreated, and they are what kind of, what they can ask a lecturer. My God, I leave the mango and my clothes and everything. Boom, I ran out, I ran around the steps, up the steps, I'm in the garden, I stay and I listen to the speech. The speech took maybe 1.5 hours, 2 hours. When the speech was finished, my mother thought I should have been at home. So she looks here, she looks there, I'm not at home. So she runs to the mango. She comes in the mango. Washing is there. The mango is there, but I'm not there. She took the things back. And later on, I came to the mango. I saw the washing disappear. So I come back home. My mother gave me. How could I do things like that? All the washing could have been stolen. How could I run away when she trusted me with the washing and I should have finished it? She gave me, and I was Lord. I put down my head and I took everything. She said, now I know that I cannot trust you. And that pained me like it. If she would have eaten me, it wouldn't be so much. That she said, I can't trust you. I said, Mommy, but I'm terribly interested in that speech. I couldn't leave that speech. I wanted to hear what it says to the workers.
Mm-hmm.
She said, but you couldn't, you undertook this and you didn't do that. I can't trust you anymore. Well, I remained with a lot of pain in my heart. Anyway, that happened. That happened, and I will never forget. I must have been there maybe 16, so it's 70 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
If I could draw you the place where I stood like that, and I cut every word. It was the best speaker in Parliament, but for the workers.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he came to speak, I would have gone by foot miles to hear him.
Do you remember his name?
No. Yesterday I was thinking, could I remember his name? No, I couldn't. But I remember his figure. I remember he was short. I remember he was fat and he inked. And one foot was shorter than the other one. That I remember, but his name I don't remember. But I was afraid. I loved that man. His speech was so clever and so good. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you. So, to a speech like this, there is always police. Because the government wasn't a worker government. So when he came and all the workers were there to listen, so the surgeon and the police was there to listen. But they start to see me too much. I was then with him, I was again with him, I was again with him.
How old were you then?
I think not more than 15 or 16. And it came to my mother, they sent a message to my mother. If you will not keep your daughter away, that she shouldn't go to all and listen to the speeches, she'll be arrested. And my mother came to me and told me, oh, Hannah, you know, this one was arrested, this one was arrested. You know what they do? They put in water in them, they punish them. They put in water in them and they tramp them like this. They let them stand like this, they put water and it cups in their cough. All kinds of things they do to them that they should say who is more a communist, who is elf from the party.
Yeah.
She said, you want to have this on your, you want me that I should know you are in Turme? In Jewish, it is Turme.
Yeah,
You know
suffering.
what jail is in Jewish? A Turme. So she said, we'll again in Turme. So I stopped going. That I forgot to tell you, so I'm telling you now. But there is in about when I was 16, I took over the buying for our big business. I used to go away to Warsaw and buy through this day a lot of things, all kinds. We had materials, we had galanterie, we had shoes, we had hats, we had